Have you ever looked around and realized what used to work just doesn't anymore? The systems, the plans, the strategy that once brought results, suddenly they fall flat. And then you catch yourself asking, did I change or did everything else? That's where I've been recently, right in the middle of that uncomfortable and in between. Hey everyone, it's Natasha, and I help leaders, professionals, and purpose driven individuals step into visibility with confidence, clarity, and encouragement. So let's get back into today's topic when work no longer fits. Lately, I've been what I call a no longer fit season, and it started during the initial Doge cut. And everything I relied on professionally, all the ways I knew how to get work, it just stopped working. And for years, I could update my resume, apply, interview, and land something golden. I'd be right in the place I was seeking and fulfilling my next goal. And that formula was reliable to me. I understood how to navigate it, but this time, nothing moved. I kept thinking maybe it's just timing, or maybe I need to try harder. But deep down, I knew the environment had changed, the rules changed, and it forced me to ask harder questions. So if the environment looks different, how am I showing up differently? If the old doors aren't opening, what doors might I be called to build? So instead of trying to make the old way work, I started taking inventory of myself, not just the job titles, but the transferable skills that could cross industry. I asked, what do I do well that still matters in this new environment? And you know what? That process changed everything. I realized that the skills I've cultivated over the years, it doesn't have to live inside one box, meaning it doesn't have to live within one industry. It's valuable across many industries. And that realization was so freeing because sometimes when the work no longer fits, it's not a failure, it's feedback. It's like saying you've outgrown this version of yourself. And that's the lesson I'm learning right now. We're allowed to evolve. We're allowed to change direction without abandoning who we are. We spend so much time trying to fit into what's familiar that we miss the invitation to create something new. And honestly, that's what this season has been about for me, reimagining what career stability actually means. So instead of waiting for the next job offer, I started asking, what if I become the offer? What if I looked at my experience, my voice, my approach as the product? It's a different mindset, one that turns uncertainty into opportunity. And while it's uncomfortable, it's also empowering because it reminds us that we still have agency even when the rules change. If you're in a similar space where the old ways aren't producing the same results, here's what I've been practicing. 1, take inventory of your value. List what you do naturally that others rely on. Write down projects you've completed, problems you've solved, and feedback you've received. You'll start to see patterns. And when you do, those are your transferable skills. That's your value. 2, look for the growing industries, not just your familiar ones. So sometimes we stay where we've been out of habit, not necessarily because we're still aligned to it. There are thriving markets outside of our comfort zone. So we need to ask, where can my experience meet a current need? And 3, think like a business, even if you're an employee. You are your own brand. Your skills, adaptability, and mindset are your assets. Treat yourself like a living system, something you steward, not something you wait for others to manage. And that's been my biggest shift. Realizing that I'm not just a candidate, I'm a contributor, I'm a consultant, I'm a builder. And when you think that way, your options multiply. So if you're in a no longer fit season right now, I want you to hear this. You haven't lost your momentum. You're being invited to move differently. The doors that are closing aren't punishment, it's direction. You're being positioned for something that matches who you're becoming now. And change always feels personal before it becomes purposeful. It's because you're not supposed to shrink back into an old version of yourself. You're supposed to grow into the next one. If this message resonated with you, share it with someone who needs this message. And if you're navigating transition right now, take heart, you're not behind. You're just being reshaped for what's next. I'm working on a career pivot strategy session where we'll work together to identify your transferable skills, thriving industries that match your skills, and determine the best path forward for you, whether that's locking in another job or looking for entrepreneurial opportunities. Comment below if you're interested and you'd like to learn more. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.